Breakups are never easy, even for the dumper. However, there are what I believe to be 10 things that caused your ex to leave the relationship they had with you. I am not saying all 10 apply to your situation, but in my experience with coaching so many of you one-to-one through your breakups, I am willing to bet that most of you have at least 3 of the 10 which made your ex leave. So stay tuned and grab yourself a coffee because this one's going to be interesting and we're going to delve deep into 10 possible reasons why your ex left the relationship with you and maybe how you can improve on the future. But before I do that, welcome back to The Love Fix. As always, it's Nick doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible. Guys, if you could direct your attention to the description below, there is a link at the bottom that will take you to my one-to-one coaching services. So if you want to work with me on your personal breakup situation because maybe these 3 videos are just not enough, I'm more than happy to work with you and help you get you through this really horrible time. Also, all my socials are there, so if you could give me a like on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, I would be greatly appreciative of that. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. Reason 1, lack of respect. This is why love is less about being a feeling and more about making an intentional choice to invest in someone even after the butterflies have worn off. Love cannot be underpinned by a spark or how you feel in that moment. Too many make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions, and people very often jump headfirst into a relationship based on how they feel in that moment. Most seldom ask, do I even respect this person? And if I do, why do I respect them? And what does that respect even look like? Both parties must be able to see an equal in each other, not someone that emotionally props them up. If your ex has been emotionally propping you up for too long, they will collapse under the weight of that and leave. The best remedy for this is to leave your ex alone and fix your emotional wounds and self-esteem issue. Silence will speak louder than your words ever could, and your actions toward yourself is what gets respect from others. Reason number 2, your ex felt like you didn't see or notice them. Think back. When your ex made requests for connection, how did you respond? When they were telling you something exciting about their day, did you put your phone down and fully engage with them? Did you tell them how proud you are of them? When they would say, hey, come and look outside the window and check out the deer eating fruit from the orchard, did you go and look and acknowledge how excited your partner was, or did you show a lack of interest? When someone is trying to engage you with things like this, they are seeking connection with you. Denying that request will make them feel unseen and unheard. When they feel unseen and unheard, they will feel like they don't matter to you. When they feel like they don't matter to you, they will begin to look elsewhere and leave the relationship. Number 3, sex and physical intimacy. You better strap in for this one, guys. Did you guys kiss, hug, hold hands, and check in with each other? People say sex isn't the most important thing in a relationship, but I would argue it's damn fucking close to being the most important thing. In many ways, sex is a reflection of the overall health of a relationship in a lot of cases. If your partner feels safe, secure, heard, and you are having little fun adventures together, sex and intimacy will almost track with and reflect that. It is also true, at least for me, that being best friends is one of the most important things in a relationship. But we don't have sex with every best friend we have. My girlfriend is for sure my best friend, but I also have 3 guy friends and I'm not fucking them. Therefore, having sex is one of the fundamental differences we do with our partners that we don't do with our other close friends, and that is why I argue it is vastly important. If you are not having sex, then you're just roommates, and therefore, what is the fucking point? Of course, there are exceptions to every rule. You just had kids, physical disabilities, you are 120 years old, and you need a hip replacement every time you take a shit, and so on. But apart from that, sex must be a priority. It is one of the things we do most when the butterflies are in our stomachs, but it is one of the things we give least attention to when those butterflies wear off. That is why love must be a choice and not a feeling. Most loss of physical attraction for a partner is a proxy for a loss of emotional attraction. The emotional attractions come from respect, making sure your partner feels heard and seen, and doing the little things like random hugs, kisses, and so on. Reason number 4, neediness. My friends, neediness is something a kid does with its parents. That is because a kid's physical and emotional survival is solely dependent on its parents. Your partner doesn't want to be a parent to you, nor do they want to be responsible for your entire physical and emotional survival. Your partner wants an equal, a counterpart in you. If you're not matching their energy, they then must pump in more energy to prop up the relationship. This is not sustainable, and it's too much for any one person to handle. Your partner is not put upon this earth to wipe your ass for you. You are not a baby, so stop shitting all over the floor like a fucking 3-year-old. Reason number 5, you don't know how to fight. Fighting in a relationship is unavoidable, and if you don't fight, that's a bigger fucking red flag than not fighting at all. The person you love is the person you fight with, and that's okay. The problem is, most people are learning how to fight after the fight has begun. That's like a boxer stepping into their first fight without doing any training in the gym and trying to figure it out during the fight. There is only one outcome to that, a knockout for the untrained fighter. The same happens in relationships. People listen to respond and not to understand. They become defensive rather than being observant. They scream and shout, or even worse, they brush it under the carpet and forget about it. This also links back to feeling unheard. Most arguments are a proxy war for feelings that are not being expressed or heard. If your ex doesn't feel heard due to poor fighting skills, they will leave. Reason number 6, lack of vulnerability. If you don't expose your underbelly to the person you love and who loves you, how the hell are they meant to feel close to you? I've had too many clients on the phone to me saying, we broke up because I never spoke about my feelings. Guys, vulnerability is sexy. It's a true sign of love. Because for me, love is giving someone the power to destroy you and hoping to fuck that they never use it. This comes back to love being a choice and not a feeling after time. You must choose to give yourself to the relationship. If you don't lead the change that you want, you are not giving your partner an opportunity to follow or to be allowed into your inner sanctum. Without vulnerability, your partner won't feel safe. No safety, no intimacy. No intimacy, no sex, and so on. They will leave and find in others what you denied them. Reason number 7, you refuse to grow. Quite often one person remains on day one of the relationship. They are happy with the status quo. Comfort and complacency sets in and it becomes stagnant after the honeymoon period has worn off. That person is happy to stay in their metaphorical cave. The other person wants to travel, buy a house, have kids, challenges the relationship and wants to consistently learn and grow. Typically, the one with the growth mindset might say things like, it would be great if you and I could go on a trip together, or it would be great if you and I could buy a house together. But the cave dweller says, yeah, that's great and I'd love to do that, let's do that, but, they're sat there 5 years later, freaking out, and nothing's happened. Nonetheless, all relationships must have a growth mindset. You don't have to have the same dreams or ideas about where you want to live or where you want to go, but you must be at least working towards a compromise everyone can live with. Reason number 8. I mentioned earlier that not fighting at all is a bigger red flag than fighting, but an even bigger red flag than not fighting or just normal fighting is fighting all the time. If you are constantly arguing over insignificant things that turn into an all-out nuclear screaming war, this is a symptom of a much bigger problem. This typically means the relationship has been on life support for quite some time and the doctor is about to pull the plug. If you are so focused on being right and winning all the time, your partner won't feel heard, safe, or respected. I don't care how much you fucking love each other. People leave when they no longer feel safe. If you are thinking to yourself, all you need is love, how's that been working out for you? Reason number 9, there is no substitute for quality time. My girlfriend said to me, and I quote, I don't need a man to spoil me with his money. I can finance myself. I want him to spoil me with his time, unquote. Quality time is more than just being in the same room with each other. It's putting your phones in another room and being present. My girlfriend and I have a very strict rule with this. When we're with each other, the phones are away. We've both noticed recently that when we're in a restaurant together, most couples that are sharing a meal are on their phones. This mortifies me. It is one of the biggest intimacy killers in today's world. If your partner does not get your undivided attention when you are on a date, they will go elsewhere to find that attention. And finally, reason number 10, you stopped turning up for yourself. Your ex fell in love with the person they met, the person on their purpose who took care of their mental and physical fitness, the person who made an effort. 1 year later, you are 10 pounds heavier, you stopped chasing your purpose and stopped doing the little things like putting your phone away. That wasn't what they signed up for. This can work both ways, but if you're only peacocking for the first dates, they're going to see through that pretty quick. You must always be the peacock for your partner. It shows that you care and you're turning up for the relationship. And that's all for today. If you've liked today's video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe. It'd really help the channel out. And as always, I will see you on the other side.